This is what I love to see. My countrymen here on the steps being part of the solution, keeping those elected officials on their toes. Don't let them get away with anything. You hear me? Year after year, you give them an inch, and they'll take all your rights. So stay vigilant. The next person I'm going to introduce, well, actually needs no introductions. You guys see him day in and day out on the news. His name is Eyman, and he's also running as a governor candidate. And come on up.
Thank you. Thank you. Hey, thanks very much, everybody. I think it's really important to really recognize how many patriots we have here. How many people that really care about this country and want the best for this country. I think there's too often that there's people that are going to attack you for the things that you believe in. And I think that we all need to get really used to the fact that we do choose to live in Washington State, where that is a bit more of a challenge than it is in other states. I think it's really important for all of us to have a round of applause for the people in Virginia that stood up for our rights. What we saw in Virginia was thousands of regular citizens pushing back against a government that was trying to take their rights away from them, and what we saw was a government that backed down as a result of it. I think when they were trying to push for confiscation down there, somehow we thought that it only was happening in Virginia, but it's happening all across our nation, and I think it's important that all of us fight back against that. Like you, I believe that we all have a duty to fight back and to have a society that's better and to defend the rights that we all believe in. For the last 20 years, I've done that through citizen initiatives that you all voted for, that you all were in favor of, that lowered your taxes nearly $40 billion. But I'm asking the voters a question that is the biggest question I've ever asked them. And that is that I'm running for governor and I'm running to win. I've heard it for the last 20 years. Which Bill of Rights is more important? Is it the First Amendment or is it the Second Amendment? Trick question, exactly. It is all of our rights that we need to have, and as governor, I'm going to make sure that every single right that you have is protected and that they do not infringe on it anymore. I'm going to digress from my prepared remarks because this just drives me flippin' nuts. These are rights that we are guaranteed. Why do we have to have a rally for something that we should already have absolutely guaranteed? It's flippin' crazy. It drives me nuts, and it's because we keep electing people that do not respect the basic rights that we have. I think it's really important that when the government pushes against us, that we need to push back. We, the voters, voted for $30 tabs, and the idea that we're supposed to turn around and ignore that vote and go with a King County judge says that that's not the law. I advocate for civil disobedience. Do not renew your tabs. I have not. I ask you not to do it either. I think it's really important when the government pushes against us that we don't take it and that we fight back with every fiber of our being, because if we roll over and step back and say, well, the government said it's not something that we're in favor of, we stopped becoming a democracy and we've lost it all. So I think that's very important. The main reason that I'm running for governor is because I think that Jay Inslee and Bob Ferguson have forgotten the oath that they took. They forgot that this is our Constitution, whether it's the First Amendment, the Second Amendment, whether it's the state Constitution or the federal Constitution. They don't believe that these are rights. They think that they are a bunch of people may be upset with them, but they're going to pay no political price for the decisions that they make. And what I'm asking you to do this November is to hold them accountable, something that they have not been held accountable for the many years that they've all been in office. There is one thing that I bring to you and bring to this race that I think is really, really important. I have fought for you as a taxpayer. I have fought for you on your First Amendment rights. I am just as committed to your Second Amendment rights and every other right that you have, because I am sick and tired of politicians thinking that they are above us, that they're smarter than us, and that the Constitution is something they can just shred and have no consequences whatsoever. I want to recognize somebody that I think is really, really important. When the government pushes back against us, we need to fight back. And we need to remember that Lauren Culp did exactly that. I really admire what he did, because what he did is his battle was over the Second Amendment. I'm in the battle for the First Amendment because we have Bob Ferguson suing me and seeking to prohibit me for the rest of my life from being politically active in the state of Washington. No one ever believes me when I say you must be somehow mischaracterizing what's going on. It is true. He is asking for $3 million, but that's not where it stops. He says, I want to permanently prohibit you for the rest of your life from being politically active in the state of Washington. It is the most honest thing about that lawsuit, because that is the goal, to make sure that the ideas that we have been promoting over and over and over again at the ballot box never have a chance again. So my reaction to the fact that he pushed for that, and that we have a Seattle judge telling us that we were confused on $30 tabs, got me off my butt to do something that I said I would never do, and that's to run for office and to represent the people and stop people from ruling over us. I really had a great time last week. I really want to talk about this for a second. Jay Inslee was having an event just 50 yards from now, and he was having a question and answer session. And I, a regular citizen, had the temerity to ask our governor a question. He did not answer the question, so I asked it again. He didn't answer. I asked it again. He didn't answer. He was lying to us about our $30 tabs, and I wanted to call him on it. And he told me, move along, and he told me to sit down. I believe that that is something that we need to do more of, is to confront our elected officials, and when they say move along, just move past it, sit down. We must stand up, fight back, and fight for the rights that we have. I promise you this, I have already said that I will veto any tax increase that comes across my desk in the next 4 years if you allow me to be your governor, and I have had that same commitment to veto any anti-Second Amendment piece of legislation that ever comes across my desk. I think it's crap. I don't like the idea of them attacking our rights, and it's ridiculous to think that they would pass laws instead of shredding the founding documents we have. If you're going to do that, do a constitutional amendment. That's the only way you're supposed to do it, but I think that at the end of the day, we the voters need to fight back, fight for the things we believe in, and as an initiative activist, I'm only allowed to talk about one thing at a time. As a candidate for governor, I get to talk about everything, and I'm excited to be here today to talk about my commitment to making sure that people can personally protect themselves and never have to worry about the government taking that right away. So thank you very much.